I don't despair. I don't think this country is lost. I don't think the immorality that we see can't be corrected. But I want to say one thing to you in closing. It's not going to be corrected at the bottom. When immorality occurs, and you know this from a study of history, it always starts at the top. I don't care whether it's government, a corporation, a business, an organization. When the boss can get away with something, it's perfectly natural for someone down the line to say, if he can do it, I can too. And then it becomes perfectly natural for the child to say, my father does it. My father cheats the government on his income tax, brags about it. So what's wrong with me doing a little bit of it, a little bit of stealing? Think about these things. They're very simple. They're very basic. They're not complicated. But they're things that Americans in too great numbers do not understand because they are simple. Many Americans don't like simple things. That's what they have against we conservatives.
And that is just, that is facts. I mean,
the left makes it complicated.
The left loves complication. And the right just, I don't. Yeah. I like things to be simple.
Very simple. We're very simple over here.
When people are complicated, you know, you never get anywhere.
No, because they want blurred lines. They want it to be fuzzy. They want it to be unsure. They love that gray area on every side. I get gray areas, but they want gray areas on everything. Complicated.
Yeah.
And you know what happens with complications? Law and order, not there anymore. You get smash and grabs, complicated. You get, drag queens reading to your kids. This is what you get. This is what you get.
The Democratic Party is being mostly run on estrogen. And women are complicated.
Yeah.
Because we're emotional. And that party is very emotional. But if you notice, everybody that matters over there is mostly women.
Yeah. Facts. See what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and so that's what I'm just saying.
Keep making this point.
What I'm saying is it's not a shock to me that a lot of black men are starting to leave complication and go into some logic.
Because they're logical. They're simple. Men are simple. So again, you're right. It's no surprise to me. They are moving over.
Men are mostly logical. They're not complicated. At the end of the day, they just want peace and they just want to come home and do that. He's like, and as soon as you start seeing all this complication over here, you start to go, you know what? I'm a little tired of it. I really need some peace in my life. Yeah. And if that means I just have to go do 2 jobs, I'll do it.
Right.
Just give me peace. I know how to work hard.
They want complicated answers that only bring control over your lives. We look to history. We want to preserve the best qualities of history so that we can advance on those qualities. And we conservatives of both parties know that the real strength of America is to be found in America's families, and the future of America rests with you future fathers and mothers, and you present fathers and mothers, and yes, we grandfathers too. It's been wonderful to be with you tonight. I'm highly honored by having been permitted to visit with you in this building that we all have reverence for regardless of our faith. And I thank you for your wonderful attention, and I hope that what I've said tonight will mean something to you. Thank you.
Wow, that's a great speech.
Yeah. And I like that he said the conservatives of both parties.
Yes.
Because there are conservative Democrats, especially during that time.
Very good point.
He made a good point of saying, even if you're a Democrat, if you're a conservative, you know that us going down this road is going to cause complication.
Yeah. And everything is so interesting when it comes to Barry because when we got to understand who he was fed to people, as a racist man, a not logical thinker, pie in the sky type. Like, what are you talking? You're saying a bunch of stuff. What do you mean? Like,
he was on a board. He was a senator of Arizona, but he was on a board that desegregated the airports in Arizona. And
He's racist.
I didn't know that, and so I thought when I was watching a documentary of his, and his brother, because he passed away, but his brother, I don't know if his brother's still alive, but at this point he was, and he was talking about, he said everybody in my family thought I was going to be the politician, but it ended up being him, because this is something he would not, he didn't really want to do. It's something he felt called to do.
Right.
And so that's why he entered politics. But I think that the country was starting to change into a very liberal country, and Barry was a part of the old way of thinking. Yeah. And I miss the old way of thinking. I wish we had the old way of thinking.
Yeah, I agree.
I wish we had some Barry Goldwaters and some Paul Harveys. Yes. Still around with some comment. We do, though. We do. But they get suppressed. I mean, like, every time I listen to Larry Elder, I think, I wish you were president. I know. Every time I look at it, I think, how does someone like Thomas Sowell not be seen? This man is it should be a house. See, he's got so many books. But it should be a house. They should be house. I mean, interrupt you. It should be like a household names. Yeah. Why are they not Alan West? How do we not know Alan West like we should know? Like, why do we not know these? We should know these people, like, just like you say, Martin Luther King. That we should know them, but we don't, and that's what made me start really looking into this stuff, because it's like, well, why do they not want to hear about Walter Williams? But we know Oprah. Oh yeah, we're gonna know her. Jones, we know LeBron James, we know we know all of these hip hop stars. We know Martin Luther King, but we don't know Thomas Sowell. The silver, I mean, saying we don't talk, about black men who are extremely strong. I mean, strong in their thinking, progressive. Really, that's real progressive. Yeah, thinking that you can do something is progressive. Wanting someone else to do it for you is regressive. Right. I know a lot of people are gonna, because he's been painted as a racist. Yeah. But even like when we did the video on John Wayne, everybody was like, "Oh, John Wayne was a racist." But if you really listen to what he was saying in that Playboy thing, he was right. Have you guys seen our John Wayne? I'll link it above, our John Wayne video. Man, people were so mad. They were like, "Oh, he's racist. You guys are defending the racists." I'm like, excuse me, but do we hear the John Wayne has actual movies that that were tackling racism? Right. People don't dig deep anymore. I mean, people hear one soundbite, and that's facts. That just paints the whole picture. Yeah. We don't ever look at a real body of who someone actually is. So, with Barry, with businesses, I think he didn't want to segregate. It wasn't that he didn't want white people. It wasn't that he was saying that he was for segregation. He wasn't. What he was saying is that people who own their businesses have the right to serve, and I agree with that. Yes. Because if we had a black business, and they, believe me, if black people said they didn't want white people in their businesses, nobody would say anything. They would go, but black people need their space. There's nothing wrong. We still have black colleges. Why? Yeah. And also, when I think about it too, to me, like, business-wise, stupid a white business owner would be to not want more business. And so they decide, I don't want you coming to my restaurant, my whatever, my store, because you're black. Well, that's fine. You're not going to get any more business, though. Also, on the other end, why would you as a black person be fighting to get into a business like that too? See what I'm saying? Like, so what he's saying is correct. It's like, people have a right, privately owned businesses have a right to have who they want in their store, even if it's vile. But again, as morally, a black person, why would I want to give my money to a company that doesn't like me? Yeah. I mean, just because a law tells you that that can be integrated. Yeah. That we're going to do. Why do I change my? Yeah. Why am I changing my mind? Now, even just because the law changes doesn't mean I still want to go and spend my money there. Yeah. So who cares? Why would you want to do that? Let the populace shape the country. If people want to be that blatant, then let them do it. Look, if you don't want business, if you don't want to diversify your business, you want to stay in that one little mom and pop shop, and that's where you're at, and you don't care, and you don't like another race or whatever, then you go ahead. That's your business model, and you go right ahead and do that. But I'm not going to tell you that you have to let me in. No. Like, what do you mean? I'm not gonna go fight for you either to let me in. Right. I'm not fighting. And this situation though, what Barry's talking about telling people what they can do with their business, because that was his point. His point wasn't about he was for civil rights. Yes. His point was like I said, he desegregated. He was on a board that desegregated the airport that was in Arizona. But but his point was saying was, we don't want to get in the habit of telling private business owners what they can and cannot do with their money and their, because they take the risk, their money and what they can do. We don't want to get in the habit of that. So I'm stepping away from that. Now this came to head when the bakery that didn't want to make the wedding cake for the gay couple. And then they said, I'm sorry, it's against our Christian beliefs and we don't want to do this.
They're privately
So the gay couple got upset and they could have went to any other bakery and gave their money to people who appreciate them. But they wanted that couple. Why? Why would you want to give money to people who don't agree with you?
It's ego. It's ego. It's complete ego, and it's you trying to pressure and bully someone into a company, a business, into doing what you want them to do and have your beliefs when they don't have your beliefs. It's intrusive and it's wrong. And I don't know, how did that case go? Anyways, I can't
remember.
I can't remember how it went, but
no, I think they won.
Okay.
But the point is, it's just like when we talk about freedom of speech, when people go, oh, well, we don't want the Klan saying it. I do.
I do.
Why? If I'm allowed to say what I want to say, why can't they say what they want to say? Freedom of speech, if you're for freedom of speech, you have to be for speech that you don't want to hear so that your speech can be heard. You don't just get to take, corner the speech market just because you want to hear just what you want to hear.
And we said this before in another video, and somebody in the comments said, "Oh, I don't believe. I'm sorry, ladies, but I don't believe in hate speech. There's no such thing as hate speech. There's speech. There's only speech. There's only speech.
That all depends on who's listening.
Right. So there's no such thing as hate speech.
It's not hate speech for some people.
It's not.
It's hate speech for you.
Yeah.
But you aren't God,
it's just
so
speech.
You shouldn't be able to. That's the reason why we're such a free country, is because we can say things, do things. We have freedom of religion. We have freedom of speech. We have freedom to bear arms. There are things that we have in this country that other countries. I think we have the longest constitution
we do.
than any other country in the world. But the thing is that what he was trying to say, even with that bill, which is why he lost, because LBJ, they really painted him as a racist because of that. Yeah. And I thought, if you really listen to him, but you have to be someone who is not in your feelings all the time. You can't be in your skin color and your gender and your sexuality. You have to be in your right mind, and you have to hear what exactly he is saying.
Yeah.
And what he's saying is, I don't think that we want to start telling, because the less government is better. He's saying, I don't think that we need to start telling people how to run their lives. If they don't want black people in their businesses, well then fine. Let the community tell them how they feel.
Leave it up to the
Because if they don't go to their bakery or their restaurant, then I bet they'll have a change of heart.
Yeah.
Because they want their business. You know what I mean? You have to let the populace decide. You can't just say, "Oh, they must come into your restaurant because I say so."
It's not a dictatorship.
This is right. It's
not.
This
is America.
We don't have a monarchy.
You can do what you want. You use your money, buy your business. Whoever wants to patronize your business can be your customer. It doesn't mean, like I have to. And again, as a black person, there's no way I'm going to waste an ounce of my time trying to fight to get black people to be able to go to some business that doesn't want us there. I'm not wasting any time on that business at all.
By the way, black people should be happy with that, because this is the reason why black businesses do so badly. They do badly because they put, this is a black-owned business.
That's it.
And what happens? Okay, well then white people say, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
So you hurt yourself when you cut yourself off from the public. From most of the public. So what Barry Goldwater was saying was right.
Yep. Somebody in our comments actually said something about that, about black-owned having this is a black-owned business in their window. I had a couple of people say this before, and one of the persons that wrote this on our comments said that when it got taken over, their business got taken over by it was a white owner now, it went from black to white. They took that sign out of the window, and the business increased like 50% overnight. You know why? Because now everyone feels included in that particular business. Like, it's just, to me, this is the smart business sense. Okay,
how would our country be different if he had won and not LBJ?
Yeah, think about that. He's just talking, but he's not saying anything to me that's extra controversial. He's just saying, live your life. Live your life, and don't have government living it for you all the time.
Like Vince Ellison said, stop worrying about everybody else's privilege, worry about your own.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Please leave some comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this.
Coon Sisters out.
Say Coon Sisters?
Coon Sisters out. Little raccoons.
That's it, you guys. We will see you guys on the next video.